All right, it's been a couple weeks since I made a video about e-bikes, but we're back. All right, we're back. It seems like, in my opinion, the public perception of e-bikes is kind of going like this, right? It's doing like one of these right here. It started off strong. COVID started, boom, everyone e-bike. E-bikes are great. E-bikes are amazing. 2022, 2023. That's about the peak right there. 2024 starting to come like this. 2025, we're around here, right? So we're here. We're here. We're not here. And I think we're going to go back up to here. But we're like the peak where everybody loved them. Now a lot of people are starting to kind of hate them, right? I did a video where I was talking about this lady in New York who's super powerful. And she has this crazy agenda where like her life's mission is to stop people from riding e-bikes. I think she just generally hates people on bikes, like kind of like, you know, just unanimously, if you're on a bicycle, she hates you. I think that's you know, of course, allegedly, but I feel like people like that. If it doesn't matter if they have an agenda against cyclists, right? If you're on any type of bike, they're not going to like you. If you're on an e-bike, doesn't matter. It's just even worse, right? Say they lump you in with like people who ride e-scooters and city bikes and metro bikes and the like, you know, the electric bikes that you can rent if you live in a metropolitan area, the ones that are like by trains. You're lumped in with all those. And yeah, so I mean, overall, I feel like a lot of people have either had a fantastic experience with e-bikes and they love them, or they've had an experience where they've almost been run over by like a teenager or even a grown-ass man on an e-bike, and now they hate them, right? So that's kind of like where most people have fallen into as far as like e-bikes. We're going to check out a video from NBC. Doctors warn of rising e-bike injuries in kids. Why is this interesting to me? Well, one part of this is that like I come from riding BMX bikes, right? And I have had more injuries than most people will ever have in their lifetime in the span of like 4 years. I've broken multiple bones, broken my wrist, broken my ankles, I've lost teeth, I've busted my eye open, I've busted my face open, got black eyes, injured my entire body on so many more occasions than I can ever even remember. It's happened so many times I just forget because it would happen constantly. Right. One thing that I don't know if this is 100% factual, but I feel like it is. A lot of people get on like an e-bike or e-moto as their first two-wheeled thing. Right now, it's not like there was never an era where kids would get on a dirt bike and that was their first time ever riding a bike. But even that is uncommon, right? Like a lot of kids start off riding a bike, but I feel like now we're at a time where children are starting off their first ever bike as being an electric bike. And this is why this is a problem, right? If you have never ridden a bicycle, which a lot of people have, you would be surprised. You listening to this right now might be surprised how many adults you know that haven't ridden a bike ever in their life, and they don't know how to ride a bike either. They don't know how to ride a bike. I'm serious, right? I'm serious. There are a lot of adults out there that don't know how to ride bikes. I know some of them. Yeah. I mean, but I'm not trying to laugh like it's like, you know, some people just never learn. Maybe it's because of parenting, or they tried to learn when they were young and they fell and they just were like, all right, I'm never touching a bike again, whatever. But then they get on an e-bike and that's how they learn. And the thing is, riding an e-bike is fundamentally different than riding a regular bike. It just is, right? It's different if you go from riding a regular bike to riding the e-bike. It's like you already have the basics of riding a bike, like a maneuvering around traffic. But the extra torque you get from a motor inside of a bicycle is something that I think a lot of people, they're not prepared to deal with the crash that will probably inevitably happen, because there's a saying that anybody who rides like anything that's two wheels on a road has, it's not if but when, right? It's a matter of not if you are going to fall and or crash, but when it will happen. For some people, it's not bad, right? It's not a bad fall or crash. For some people it is, right? I've had some that just are all ends of the spectrum. I've had bad and good crashes. You could say good as in like not a bad crash that debilitates me and takes me away from being able to work or function or ride the bike again within like a week or two or a month. So if you hop on an e-bike for the first bike that you own, you're much more likely to not be prepared for the speeds and the velocity that you will be crashing at when it happens the first time, right? And another thing I see is a complete disdain for safety equipment. Now, I'm not like a guy who preaches safety gear to everybody. Like, I don't care. I don't care if you don't want to wear a helmet. I don't care if you don't want to wear pads. I don't care if you don't want to wear a jacket. I don't care. That's your job. That's your life. That's your decision. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. I am not the guy who preaches safety gear to people. I wear a helmet myself. Sometimes I'm wearing a jacket when I go and ride my e-motos, and on my e-bikes I wear a helmet. I don't know. If you don't want to, that's fine, right? But the problem is, a lot, like when you crash on a regular bike, it's probably not going to be as bad as a crash on an e-bike because of the speed. Speed is typically the thing that takes a crash that could not be that bad to one that is going to really screw you up, right? Speed, it's the velocity that you are crashing at, because that is like how, like when you crash slower, you have more time, like even the slightest milliseconds to react, put your hands out a little bit is what can save you from smashing your face or like, you know, actually hitting, you know, I digress. Anyways, we have a video here from NBC News. Doctors warn of rising e-bike injuries in kids. Let's take a look.
Broken. It's still broken.
The parents of 13-year-old Emiliano Munoz, or Emmy, say their son loved to play soccer, hang out with friends, and ride his electric bike.
What happened?
He called me 3 minutes before, and he said, "Mom, I'm going to the soccer field." His mother, Maria, says, minutes later, Emmy was gone, killed, his parents say, when his e-bike collided with a cable stretched between a fence and a post. E-bikes are essentially bikes equipped with electric.
All right, okay. I wasn't prepared for this to start off with that. That's actually really awful. First off, is this the bike that he had? Is it? I mean, I assume that's his bike because they showed it. So this what they showed right here. Where is it? This looks like a Tudio. This is a very popular Amazon bike. It's one of the cheapest electric moto style bikes you can get. There's no pedaling. This is where one of the bigger e-bike arguments starts to come into play, right? Because this is there's no pedals. You don't pedal with one of these. It's only a throttle. It's like a pit bike. It's not necessarily wrong for a 13-year-old to be riding one of these. I don't know. This is just awful. I didn't think it'd start off like this, but
his mother, Maria, says, minutes later, Emmy was gone, killed, his parents say, when his e-bike collided with a cable stretched between a fence and a post. Jeez. E-bikes are essentially bikes equipped with electric motors. You can either pedal, rely on the motor to propel you, or both. Some can hit speeds in excess of 20 miles per hour. Research shows that while they've been growing in popularity, so too has the number of accidents and near misses.
Oh my God! Okay, here's the two, like they just showed back to back the two things that people really get up in arms over e-bikes about. One is a complete failure to adhere to any traffic laws whatsoever. I mean, that's insane though. This is like not even looking where you're going, I feel like. Because how are you just flooring it and not seeing a car whatsoever? The only explanation is not paying attention. That is like escaping with your life, basically, right? That is a margin of error so thin that you are just lucky you're not dead.
And near misses.
And the car coming at it wasn't going fast. Here's the other thing. Fires. This one I think I'm going to go ahead and say that I think it's a little bit overblown. This is like more on the end of propaganda, right? People will say like, oh, you get an e-bike, you don't keep that thing in your house, man. You know, those batteries explode all the time. They don't explode all the time. Really cheap ones do have a tendency to catch fire while charging. That was definitely more of a thing before too. I don't know if it's still as much of a thing. I don't hear about it nearly as much as I did when I first got into the world and realm of e-bikes. It seemed a lot more common back then. There's still not like extremely stringent standards around batteries, which is a problem for a lot of e-bikes. You know, there's not like a standard that must be adhered to. Like the truth is a lot of these bikes are still just imported from China and they're, you know, don't have the greatest safety regulations and quality control that there could be, right? It just doesn't exist. So although I don't think there's as many fires happening like this, like a random charging fire inside of a house. And once this happens, by the way, you're pretty much screwed. There's almost nothing you can do unless you have like this one special type of fire extinguisher that's specifically for lithium ion batteries, which still is not guaranteed to put the fire out. You're basically completely cooked. Like your entire apartment or house is very likely to go up in flames once this happens. So that's the point of no return already. I think it's kind of overblown, right? I don't think it's just not as common as I feel like it's portrayed. Anytime you see one of these articles or these news stories about e-bikes being a bad thing, this is one of their points, is that they catch fire often. I just don't.
Even the batteries that power the bikes, especially if manufactured or handled improperly,
plus this is filmed from two angles,
can be dangerous.
I think this is like a demonstration.
Machines go much faster than a regular bicycle. We see a lot of extreme.
Here's one thing I do want to point out, though. Pediatric trauma surgeon. There was a woman who commented in one of my videos a couple of months ago, and she said that she works at a trauma center in Brentwood, which is a very wealthy part of Los Angeles. And she was pointing out how many people come in there that were riding electric scooters or electric bikes without a helmet. And you got to realize at that point, like you're going faster than you could ever possibly run. Like imagine yourself, you like go out to your street right now and you run as fast as possible, full sprint, just giving it all you got, just gassing out. And then you just fall. Like you just force yourself to fall. And there's no like, not like a fall where you try to catch yourself, because when you fall in a bike accident, there's no preparation. That's why it's called an accident, right? You crash, right? You eat shit. That's like what would happen. Like go sprint as fast as possible and then just go dead weight and then just kind of like just collide with the ground. That's what happens in an accident, when you're on a scooter or even the ones that are speed limited. Like 18 is still fast enough. That's like, if you can run full sprint 18 miles an hour, you're moving quickly, right? Same with an e-bike. Doing it without a helmet is basically like a death wish, in my opinion. It really is. It really is. Even regular commuting, because if you are not even if you are extremely skilled on a bike, it's a reason it's called an accident, right? I think there should be more people like this talking about what they see on a daily, because let's be honest, e-bikes are not going to go anywhere, but there should be more talk about just putting on a helmet. I don't understand why so many people are like, I just hate the concept of wearing a helmet on an e-bike.
Than a regular bicycle. We see a lot of extremity fractures, a lot of broken bones. We see a lot of facial fractures. And
what
sadly,
are they doing?
A lot of brain bleeds, traumatic brain injuries.
Dr. John Draus is a pediatric trauma surgeon in Florida. He says his hospital has seen an exponential rise in the number of e-bike related injuries, skyrocketing from just 3 in 2022 to 74 injuries last year.
Damn.
Halfway through 2025.
It doesn't shock me. It's not like a crazy amount. You know, I guess if you like put these numbers in context to other ways people get injured, obviously it's probably, I don't know. Is it higher? Is it higher than like people who get injured on a regular bike per capita? Like how many people are riding the bike versus how many get injured and have to go to the ER? I don't know. I would assume that it is higher. I would assume that it's a higher percentage of people in total that are doing it versus people that get injured so bad they have to get ambulance out or like, brought to the ER in some capacity. But like the thing is, you don't have to wear full gear, right? You don't have to. But just the helmet, the full face specifically. I always like, I have a full face when I'm riding my e-bikes, full face. It's a little more inconvenient, but like, do you like how your face looks? Even if you even if you think you're ugly, some days I wake up, I'm like, man, I'm ugly. I still don't want to lose my teeth again, bro. It sucks. It sucks. Trust me. You might think you're ugly, but once you have all these teeth knocked out, you unlock a new level of ugly that you didn't know existed about yourself. All right. You're going to be like, wow, that's pretty bad. Yeah, that's pretty awful. So, and a very simple way to prevent that is by having the front part guarded.
Halfway through 2025, they've already treated up to 60 kids, mostly between the ages of 10 and 16. I just realized we're only halfway
through 2025 too,
Would
so it's going to go up.
you allow your child to ride an e-bike?
No, I would not.
Okay, this is the big thing though. This is the biggest point probably in the entire video. Of course, the trauma doctor would not allow his kid to ride an e-bike. I'm here to tell you right now, sir, he's going to figure out how to do it. He's going to figure out how to do it. He's going to figure out how one of his friends has one that he's going to let him ride. Someone at his school that he knows is going to own one that he's going to try out. And once he learns about what it is and wants to try it, it's out of your hands, player. It's going to happen. You could try, that's just parenting, of course he doesn't want to, because obviously this guy knows better than anybody the dangers. It's like, I'm sure he sees motorcycle accidents, bike accidents, car accidents, and he's like, no, absolutely not. You can't, once that Pandora's box is open, once his son or daughter tries an e-bike, if they are interested in it, it's over. Why? Because it's the most fun thing ever. It's extremely fun. It's way too fun. It's more fun than it should be when you think about it, because it's really just a regular bike. Like, bikes are cool and fun, but for some reason, when you have that extra torque between your legs, and it's like, even, I'm talking about the pedal ones, but the throttle, oh man, I can forget about surron or something like that. It's just way too fun, right? So, of course, a parent doesn't want their kids doing this. I don't think that's the problem, right? Of course, there's plenty of parents that are buying these bikes for their kids, but that's only half of the issue in my eyes. The other half is that, like, once the kid wants to try it, he's going to figure out how to try it, right? It's like, it's like other things. I don't need to detail what the things are, but it's like other things. Once they want to try it, they're going to figure it out, right? They're going to figure out a way to do it.
And I have 2 sons with the brain injuries. These can be very sad. Very life-altering events.
I give him, I give him credit though
from people for buying.
I give him credit for trying to stop it from happening. You know, if that's what he really intends on doing, obviously there's nothing wrong with him trying to stop it. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say it's probably gonna be really difficult to stop your kid from wanting to ride a new bike. If he really wants to do it, it's something that he's probably gonna do.
The Trade Association for the United States Bicycle Industry, which includes e-bikes.
Electric bicycles are pretty regulated. The problem is that some of these devices, we call them e-motos, attempt to be both a motorcycle or an electric dirt bike, but sold as an electric bicycle. But they can be unlocked or unlimited.
I don't think that these are being sold as electric bicycles anymore. There definitely was like a little phase where they tried to like, you know, they try to loophole it and say that, you know, it was kind of an e-bike or an electric bicycle. Like when you spell it out the whole way, electric bicycle. I don't think anyone is still looking at a Surron and thinking electric bicycle. It's just not happening, right? You don't see it in the advertising. It's like, to my knowledge, I haven't seen any manufacturer try to advertise it as an electric bicycle. I don't think that's 100%, you know, accurate. I'll put it that way. It's clear that, you know, anyone who's interested in one, they know what it is. Like the Pandora's box has been opened already. There's no denying what the thing is that these are. This, like what we're looking at in the picture right here, is what the kids want. They want the powerful e-motos. And a lot of the time you still see the phrasing e-bike because it is an e-bike. The same way that a motorbike is a bike. It's the word bike. Bicycle, stretch. Bike, you know, dirt bike, the bike, right? Dirt bike, dirt bike. I don't know, right? I'm not here to get into semantics. I'm just saying electric bicycle, I don't really see that phrasing used that much, if ever, actually. I'm trying to recall a time when I saw an e-moto being advertised as an electric bicycle, but there probably are some instances that I'm unaware of. But
the speed governor removed, and now they're a 35 mile per hour electric moped or motorcycle.
35 miles an hour is way too slow. Let's be honest. Ain't no one having fun.
Street.
But even, say, a child going 20 miles per hour is very fast.
It is fast. And many of our manufacturers recommend that you need to be 16.
I want to point something else out. This guy talking, I think it's the same guy. I think it's the same guy they showed here on the electric mountain bike, right? I think that's this guy. I just want to say that there's a hierarchy of like not being liked, right? So this guy is probably disliked by every mountain biker that doesn't like electric mountain bikes, right? This guy on the electric mountain bikes dislike everybody that's riding a Surron or an e-moto. The people on Surrons and e-motos just don't care. They just don't. They're just out going for a ride and having fun and trying to make it back in one piece. This guy hates them. The people who ride regular pedal bikes hates this guy. People in cars hates the guy on the bicycle. Like pick your like what you don't want to like, right? That's just kind of what it boils down to. No matter what, someone's going to dislike you. That's just a general message for life, right? No matter what, you're going to be disliked for the thing that you do. So why not just pick the thing that you like and own it? Because no matter what, you're going to have someone trying to tear you down. I don't know. Just random thought when I saw that. I was like, wait, like e-mountain bikers should be the first people that understand what it's like to be told not to do something, because they were kind of the first ones to be like, no, you can't come here on the trails. Like you can't come ride that on the trails. You're going to tear up the trails. That's why that's why companies are trying to make electric mountain bikes lighter and more efficient and closer looking to regular mountain bikes. So less people point it out and point and laugh at you when you're on a trail on an e-mountain bike. I don't know.
Recommend that. And many of our manufacturers recommend that you need to be 16 to use their product.
Emmy's parents say at the time of the
that's fine, right? 16 should be the bare minimum, I think, to own one of these.
Bike accident. He was wearing his helmet and safety gear. The family lawyer tells NBC News they plan to file a lawsuit to prevent future tragedies, telling our affiliate they'll never be the same.
Damn. I'm so proud of him. I never thought.
Our affiliate tells NBC News.
This is the family in the beginning. So he was wearing his helmet and his gear, man. That's just really awful.
Emmy's parents say at the time of the e-bike accident, he was wearing his helmet and safety gear. Family lawyer tells NBC News they plan to file a lawsuit to prevent future tragedies. Family lawyer tells NBC News they plan to file a lawsuit to prevent future tragedies.
Interested to see who they're going to sue. The bike manufacturer or the person who put this up. That's probably the person who put this up, right? Or who? Who do you sue there?
Telling our affiliate they'll never be the same.
I'm so proud of him. I never told him, but I'm so proud of him.
Oh my God, that's really bad. I'm calling my dad after this. I'm gonna make sure to tell him again that I love him. If you have some family members you want to speak to, make sure you do it. Don't waste any time. Damn, that's absolutely awful. Damn. Oh man, that is awful.
He was my life. He was my
Well, the trade association representing e-bike
There you have it, folks. I don't know, man. E-bikes. What do you have to say? What's going on with e-bikes where you live? Is the crackdown already there? Last time I talked about this topic, I feel like it was starting to ramp up. We're now at the point where a lot of different counties around, at least the USA is where I'm specifically talking about, are like at the point of being really fed up with e-bikes in a lot of like cases. Like every day there's a new story of like 911 calls of someone getting hit by an e-bike or just someone riding recklessly on one, get 911 called, and they get called on it, and then they want, it just never ends. What's going on where you live? What are your thoughts about it? And I don't know. Let me know in the comments.